when we were talking about how we observe whatever happens, we just see it as it is without trying to modify or change our experience. But sometimes the problem is we cannot see our emotions as it is. What does it mean? Our emotion consists of body and mind, two components. But normally we just see one part of this component. For example, when people has an anxiety, they can have body feelings, sensations, but they don't realize what's happening in their mind, what kind of thoughts happening in their mind. So that's why they see just one part of this system of emotion and don't see another part. And that's why this emotion keep spinning in our experience. So there is pretty direct technique how to work it out. We have an emotion. Actually, it could be like whatsoever in our experience. Let's say it could be fear, it could be anxiety, whatsoever. And then what we do with this emotion, we need to understand body and mind of this emotion. Body of emotion is sensations. Sensations. And every sensation has a location. Location. What do I mean? Wherever you experience any emotions, you need to ask yourself, how do you understand that you have this emotion? And try to find it in your body, where it is. And normally you will find this emotion somewhere in the middle of your body. It could be your face, it could be your throat, it could be your chest, it could be your stomach. So for example, even if it's sleepiness, let's say, not an emotion, but anyway, sleepiness has location. Fear has location. And positive emotion as well. Happiness has a location. You can find it. Then another part of it is the thinking. Thoughts. And this part became tricky because all of us say like, okay, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that, but how do you understand that you are thinking? See images. Yes, right. Not everyone understands that there are images. It's a mental images. And the second part? Inner talk. Yes. Yes. Absolutely correct. And pretty often, when we recognize thoughts, we recognize either mental images or inner talk. And again, we don't see how they interact because each of the mental images creates an inner talk. We start to describe what's going on in our head. And when we describe it, like, it happened like next week, what should I do, what should I eat, how should I behave, this inner talk. It creates images as a response. And then more images, more inner talk, more images. That's how we fall into it. And another part of this equation is a sensation that interact with thoughts. When we have thoughts, we have sensation in the body. And when we have sensation in the body, we have thoughts. And if we don't understand how this system works, we just focus on this emotion, we don't see sensation, we don't see thoughts. We just focus on something that we want to get rid of. But actually, you cannot get rid of it. You can just understand what it is and how it works. And after that, it stops being a problem. What does it mean in stop being a problem? Yeah, it's a... Yes, but we have a completely wrong understanding of acceptance. We think to accept something, we need to do something with that.
Yeah, for example, in my case, yes, I accept it. Yes, I accept it. No.
Exactly. Just conceptual. So we need to understand that acceptance is just understanding the things just as it is. What does it mean? You have two hands, if you're lucky enough in your life. Two legs, two hands, two eyes, one nose. Accept it. What does it mean, accept it? It's just ridiculous, How can you accept it? Because it's just a fact. That's how it is. You just accept that you cannot do anything with that. And after that, you relax. And just, all right, no problem. So, to understand this emotion as it is, we can see sensation separately from thoughts. Anyone can give me some example of some emotions that you're working with? Anger, let's say. Okay. So, where is the location of anger? How do you understand that you have an anger? All right. Your body feel comfortable when you have an anger? How do you understand that it's not comfortable? So somewhere in the stomach here, yeah? Okay, you found it. You see, as I told you, you solved this one, but didn't see this one. You can check it.
Yeah. When I ate breakfast with anger,
Mm-hmm.
then I arrived to my room.
I prefer breakfast with coffee, but you eat breakfast with anger. Good one. All right. So when you find location, of your breakfast, see where is the center of the sensations. Where is the center? And see the periphery. How far it goes. Is it the same at the center and on periphery? Is it the same intensity or different? Find it. Find the place where this sensation already different, where you don't have anger. So for example, anger is here. But anger is here? Anger is here? Anger is here? No? Check it. That's how you understand location. What does it mean, location? And mental image and inner talk, you already know about it.
I know theory.
All right. How your mental images looks like when you're angry?
Running away from here.
Mm-hmm. From your eyes, or you watch from some perspective? Like in this RPG games, yeah. All right. So, and inner talk. What you talk to yourself?
I'm stupid. I am not enough. I am a coward.
All right. Okay. Good. Perfect example. Thank you for that. Thank you that you are here. So, when this mental image is happening, can you just kind of like lean back and see that you're not creating these images? Okay, can you try to stop these inner images?
When I'm trying to focus on my breathing?
No need to, just, you have these inner images, you see them. Can you stop them?
No.
Okay, when you try to stop them and you cannot, can you just stop trying and continue to see what these mental images are? You try, you cannot. Can you just rest a little bit and see how this mental images just goes on?
Tried, but
What happens when you try and it happens like that?
Come again,
So,
running away, don't meditate. I want to meditate.
wait. You talk now about inner talk.
Yeah.
Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Now we talk only about mental images. All right? Try again. You have some mental images and you just watch it. You don't try to change it, modify it, and they are just happening. Can you just rest and watch it? Hmm?
Not for now, but I think in microseconds.
A little bit. Yes. Because you have something, I will tell about it a little bit later. You will see it. You will see it more clearly. Because you have resistance, like a really, really huge resistance towards these images. But actually, these images is just images. Is it real? So why you resist to these images if it's not real?
Because then I tell myself that why am I doing it? Because I'm stupid.
Okay, if you tell yourself, can you stop telling yourself?
Oh, that's very difficult. I've been all my life like this.
So you know how to tell yourself that you are stupid, but you don't know how to stop telling yourself that you are stupid. Are you sure that you are telling yourself that you are stupid? Or is just thinking?
I know that that's my false self, not me. My illusionary self.
Okay, so this inner talk can be pleasant or unpleasant. It can tell you, oh, I'm the smartest man in universe, yeah, or I'm the stupidest man in universe. But the meaning is the same, it's illusion. If you step back and see this stuff is just keep on talking. Bad stuff, good stuff, you just keep on talking. You cannot stop it. You just watch how this stuff talking.
I try to see it, but in 1 minute, no.
Yes. I understand. I'll show you. I'll show you where all this stuff goes. So, if we are able to separate it and see it, as a just sensation and just thoughts, normally it's not a problem because thoughts is just just images and just some inner talk. It's nothing special. It doesn't affect you. And sensation is absolutely different reality. It's an absolutely different nature. And all sensation and all thoughts just appears and disappears. Yeah? In our meditation, we called it objects. Yeah? This is objects or experiences. Yeah, whatever word suits you. Then, what happens next with all these experiences? Then, we don't accept it. We have an anger. Yes? You have an anger towards thoughts, mental images, inner talk, sensation, everything. Or we want something different. Actually, because we want something, we have an anger. So there is a craving. Craving is right here. And here is your suffering. Because you don't accept what's happening here, you are suffer. And more you suffer, more you don't accept it. And the problem is, suffering is basically this thing. Something, if something is unpleasant here, you call it suffering. And most of the time you focus on suffering, on the objects, and try to fix the objects. But the cause of your suffering is not objects. Yes, this one is the cause for your suffering. Not mental images, not inner talk, not the sensations. Neither of these objects and experiences bring mental suffering to you. Neither. But your desire to change it, this stuff torturing you again and again, again and again, again and again.
I don't want to suffer. I don't want to suffer.
Exactly. So, and in this case, you need to discover this anger and craving. This anger. How this anger, when you have an anger here, for example, yeah, anger is an object. You watch the anger. The question is how you watch this anger. Do you want to get rid of this anger or not? And if you want to get rid of this anger, you put anger on top of anger. All right? So one anger is an object. One anger is how you watch this object. So that's why this is, we call it meditating mind. Or maybe not meditating, because sometimes when we don't meditate, it doesn't work. So let's say observing mind, yeah, watching mind. So in our practice, this one is not important, because this stuff doesn't meditate. Your sensation doesn't meditate. Your thoughts don't meditate. What meditate is how you watch these experiences. So that's why this is what we watch. What we watch. And this is how we watch. How? Anger, craving. Or without anger and craving. So this is the glasses that we're wearing on when we watch what's happening in our experiences. And these glasses, how you watch, shape our experience. So that's why what you watch is not a problem. How you watch is a problem. Wherever you make this shift from what to how, your meditation will completely change. Your understanding of yourself completely change. Because you will see things as they are. Just inner talk, just mental images, just sensations, and all this stuff just appears and disappears. Nothing special about it. So, in our practice, if you're aware of emotion by itself, yeah, so let's say this one, emotion, and you don't have craving and aversion, it's already enough. That's it. If you look more deeper, look at the sensations, look at the thoughts, how it looks like, and don't have anger and aversion, again, is enough. We don't need to do anything else. So our practice is pretty simple. Just watch things. It's like, as an example, imagine you are driving a car, Tesla car. So sometimes you have this mode that you need to put your hands on the wheel, yeah? And car drives by itself. Yeah, so you have a destination, your destination is wisdom, yeah? This car drives by itself. And you just watch what's happening. You see other cars passing by, some beautiful view passing by, advertising passing by. You don't cling to anything. But sometimes you need to look at the rear mirror? Rear view mirror, mouthful stuff. Yeah, okay. Rear view mirror. Yeah. So you drive, watch things as they are, and then you look at this mirror. How you watch? What's the attitude of your mind? What's your motivation to watch? Yeah, maybe I will write it out. Attitude or motivation.
Also, there is some expectation, like, oh, I have to watch these thoughts, like, and enlightened person.
when you say like I have to watch you and you have this expectation, yeah, you have an idea why, what you want to get there. You want to get some enlightenment, for example, and you imagine it as a state of mind, peacefulness, calmness, very nice, yeah. So that's what you cling to. Yes, and this is, craving is actually, it's about expectations as well. Yeah, craving, it's another word, expectations.
And in the context of following our technique, let's say, as beginners, I
Yes.
think it would be really useful because we always watch, I don't know, either the pain or stress or sadness or whatever. And we often watch that or even label that, but rarely we watch or label the disliking or the expectations. So then, at least as beginners, it could be really good practice for us to first watch whatever, anger, pain, sadness,
Yes.
etc., and then turn over and
Yes.
actually say it out loud, maybe even like following the technique.
Yes, if it works for you,
Or expectation.
yes, yes, you can do it. You can do it, but at some point, wherever you just see this stuff, how you watch, this like a one single moment. You understand, your expectation, what you want, how you stress, is just one moment and it's gone. Your body completely relax, your mind completely free, and then you get into the flow of natural mindfulness. And at this moment, there is no labeling. But before that, if labeling helps you to direct your attention towards how, you can try to do it if it's work for you.
I think I tried, we talked this before, I think, when first I came across Sayadaw Tejaniya too quickly in my journey before I'd done any labeling and stuff. And although I understood it intellectually, but it's funny, it's now 5 years later, after doing some more labeling, then somehow it makes more sense. Yeah, I mean, that was just my experience.
So what you're saying is when let's say I'm walking and I'm standing, and I'll say thought, thought, thought. Instead of saying thought, 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 I can say frustration, 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 or nervousness, that's all right to label. Because thought is almost like a generic word, but it's all right to actually go deeper into the actual
Exactly.
word.
You can label emotions. Yeah, whatever it is. You can label the sensation and you can label thoughts.
Instead of pain,
Exactly.
I can be butterflies.
Yes. You can do it.
Once, similar question I'd asked, and one of the teachers in Myanmar had shared, you can pretty much label anything, but the teacher once said that the general point of labeling technique is choosing something that's not so much concepts, but much closer to like actual reality. So sensations, seeing, feelings. So the teacher was recommending not choose too many wordy things which are not core reality.
Yeah, because that's what I was wondering. Because if I thought it would be better to just label it sensation, 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 rather than labeling it what it really is, because then I'm a word for it. Because then I'm paying too much attention to that. Because sensation is just a generic word, but if I start to really label it, am I then?
Exactly.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
It too
Yes.
deep rather than just being like just a sensation.
Exactly. And this is the danger of labeling. Yeah. So not everyone understands it, but at the beginning it can be useful. So when you kind of like point out on something, but you can just like drill into it, and when you drill into it, your labeling can have what? Why you label? Abi, tell me why you label?
I label for two reasons. Because let's say as a beginner, it allows me to, although this is more advanced practice, but at least as a beginner, it helps me stay somehow grounded or anchored. If I just try to observe it, although it sounds good, but if I don't have that momentum, that ground, yeah, then it's too easy to not be able to maintain. So two reasons I maintain
Mhm.
a label. One, so that I can stay grounded somehow, not too much in, but still aware. And yeah, I guess the second thing is, instead of I am feeling that or whatever,
Mhm.
it's just a process on its own. And the way I label it, choose to label, it's always just a little bit of detail, not too much. Like, for example, either if anything to do with thinking, it's just thinking with sensations, either they're pleasant sensation or unpleasant sensation.
Mhm.
Then only other thing I label is kind of what you were saying, not so much sensations or thoughts,
Mhm.
but then how the mind is observing if there is liking or disliking present. But for my simple brain, by labeling, first thinking or sensations, then reaction to it.
So I don't concern about labeling as a technique as it is. Labeling is a good technique, but I concern about your personal practice, because when you tell me how you label and like this grounding, what is this grounding stuff?
So I mean, not get too lost.
Why are you afraid to be lost?
Because then I just start thinking. So this is what I mean when
Okay, so what you want to do with thinking?
keep on being aware.
What you try to do with thinking? What's your intention towards these thoughts?
At least keep on being aware and not going in the story. So my weakness is, or I can say it this way, labeling technique helps me to not get too drowned in the stories.
Why?
Why you
need it?
I mean, I don't need it. I can very happily think and stuff, but then Ajahn says, Avi, you're attaching too much to thoughts, not really observing them.
Okay, now we have the problem. Yeah, there is attachment to thoughts, and then there is attachment. You kind of like, okay, there is attachment. Okay, now I will point you, little bastard. Ajahn told me just like a point on you. That's all what I need to do. Why I do it? I have no clue, but looks like it should help. Yeah? You see, so this one is more subtle. And sometimes we underestimate our ability to see the subtleness. What do I mean? Do you understand when you want to eat? No one need to tell you, Abi, looks like you are hungry. Go to eat. But how do you understand that you want to eat?
Some sensation in the body or some thinking, some of my talk saying, yeah, now I want.
Okay, good. Some sensations, yes, and some thoughts. Where is the desire to eat? Tell me. You know that you want to eat, yes? Clear. No one need to tell you about it. Okay, where is it?
It's untouchable. I don't know.
Yes, but you know that it's present. And this knowing that it's present is enough. You see, you go into this stuff. But this one is here. This is craving, this is desire. So, that's why you can see the sensations and see your attitude towards these sensations. When you start to just label it in order to destroy it, you still don't see this one. So that's why in our practice, first we start from objects. Yeah, we label them, we don't understand this part. But as soon as you start to understand it at least a little bit, so put your awareness, put your attention into how you observe, not what you observe. And at this moment, progress happens. When you understand what is this desire to eat. But you see it clearly that there is a desire. This is funny stuff. We know that there is a desire. But as soon as you try to hold it, because you see, label it. What you're going to pinpoint with desire? What it is? What it is? Yeah? But if knowing happening, just knowing of it, this observing mind, just know it. is enough. Is enough.
Can I share something on this?
Yes.
This is, of course, such a good practice, but sometimes it's so consuming, because then when I try to look at my mind, every single time it's freaking, sorry, pardon my French, but every single time it's with craving or anger. And I was just like, after 5 minutes, I get depressed. I'm like, okay, I would better just watch the object, because every single thing, there is everything I watch. The attitude is like always rock, although I have the right attitude booklet.
But the question is, you watch craving and anger, yes? What's your attitude towards it?
To get rid of them.
You see? And this one is important. When you watch just like craving and anger, it became here. You know, as soon as you recognize anger and craving, you see it. It goes to the object side. And then what you need to do next? Check your attitude towards the subject. Again. So it's not something that you done, you know, that's it. So that's why I told you, it's like driving a car. How often you look at this, blah, 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 it's like a, yes, mirror. How often? Avi?
Pretty often, every 90 seconds.
So just look, that's it. So you have an object, you know, and just look. And you don't stare there, you know. You know what happens if you just stare at this. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Because it became too much, too focused. Just like a whoo, and come back, whoo, come back. All right? Okay, good one.
And if anyone wants to do, there's a really nice little booklet about right attitude for meditation. Clearly hasn't worked for me, but for somebody else, maybe it will work. It's really good one.
So, if I am labeling my emotion, yes, this is hunger. I don't like hunger.
All right.
That is the wrong understanding. Labeling, I crave it because they say I don't like it.
Yes. So when you first you recognize anger is just an object. So if it's just an object, we don't try to do anything with the object. Object is nature. It's like a weather. What do you do with weather? Yes, it's just weather. Yeah? So you recognize this object. But then you need to look at this mirror to see what's your attitude towards this anger. Do you want to get rid of it or not? And now, if you recognize your desire to get rid of it, now it became your object. Now you can look at it. Yes. Because the mind that's watching, if it's without this anger and aversion, this is like a pure perception of what's going on in this present moment. And if you can maintain it for a while, you get into this flow of mindfulness, where you don't need to do anything. Mindfulness just works by itself. Like you're seeing, you're hearing, your sensations. This flow of mindfulness just continue by itself. Laziness. Laziness mostly came from this like a doubt or not clear goal, what you want. And so sometimes you need to.
I know, but I don't want to feel like shit again. That's why scared to feel all this suffering and anger.
As I told you, your suffering is not because of these sensations and pictures in your head. It's because you want to get rid of it. Just, this simple understanding that all your mental suffering, because of the craving, because of aversion, that's it. It's not because of like anxiety, it's not because of fear, it's not because of past, it's not because of future. Just craving, just aversion, that's it.
tell all the therapists this. It's 10 years of therapy.
Sometimes I tell them, yeah.
Oh, we can make a new business complete with all the therapists. You know? We can call ourselves mindful therapy. You know?
Therapists can do a good job
Yeah.
on their own. So, what do you think? Being aware or being anxious, is it the same or different? I'm aware of my body right now. I'm aware of my speech, of my intention to speak, and I'm aware of what's going on in this room. So I see the whole entire room, even if I look at you. I see everyone here. I'm aware and relaxed. Anxiety just increase your sensibility. It not necessarily relate to this awareness. So you can be aware and relaxed. So for example, anyone can attack me here, with knife and stuff, like a meteor can just destroy this room. Some zombie can attack, whatsoever. Okay, what's the best way to be prepared for that? For unpredictable future. What's the way to be prepared for unpredictable future? Aware and relaxed.
Martial arts and awareness both
Yes.
together. Yes.
Relaxed. Because if you kind of think about something, you already narrow down possibilities. For sure, some situation can be a little bit more dangerous than others. And then you need to put a little bit more awareness there. But you need to maintain relaxed state of body and mind. This is the best. Even in a martial art, you think that people who do martial arts, they're just like stressed. No, you need to be relaxed when you do it. So, separate anxiety from awareness. Awareness is just knowing what's happening. That's it. It's not about having some particular sensations. It's just like a mirror. You just mirror that reflect whatever happening at this moment. The best if you have 360-degree mirror. This is awareness. And then we have a wisdom of understanding what's in this mirror. And our wisdom and awareness should work together. No anxiety. All right? Yeah. So basically, you can be aware of your anxiety. You see? So you just like reflect in your inner wisdom what this is. That's it. All right? Okay, good.
Can you, going along with the theme of shared personal experience, could you maybe share from your personal point of view, right? Maybe you also grew up in an environment where there was some unsafety, whatever. So in this kind of example, and then I understand you trained in martial arts as well. So how could you now, knowing what you know, how to balance unsafe situations on the street, wherever in Thailand or any other countries that we might be in, how to kind of balance awareness and physical training or any possibilities of attack or whatever?
Be relaxed. Because if someone attacks you, you're not ready if you are stressed. If you are stressed, you're already losing your energy. Someone start to talk to you, see that you are stressed, it's already you smell like a fear. Yeah? That's it. You are a victim at this moment. But if you just relax and see everyone with look at everyone with interest, like, all right? Not a problem. But if you look at someone with fear, you're already a victim. You're already kind of like asking for problems.
Yeah, anger also.
Yes, it's like it could be interchangeable.
I feel that when I am powerful.
Yeah, that's when we became angry. We want to protect ourselves, protect our ideas, protect whatsoever.
Something I feel good.
Because it's energy. It's energy. Yes.
So
And till we think that it's good for us, we deluded. We're in delusion that it's happiness. You see, the problem that we don't understand what is happiness and what is suffering. Huh? We kind of like, yes, I want to be angry. I want to have this feeling. But yes. Yes.
This is such a powerful point to really understand what is happiness and what is suffering. Last days, more or less, I was being in silence and I was fantasizing. Literally, I was like, oh, I'm waiting for Sunday morning. Oh, finally, I'll be able to talk. So nice, And the fantasy sounded wonderful. It's interesting. Since this morning, I started to talk. It's kind of nice, but yeah, it's kind of disappointing. And it's not as good as I expected it to be. And I'm missing some aspects of silence already. And I guess the real practice, as you always say, it always feels easier to maintain awareness in silence as soon as I start talking. It seems like this is a PhD level problem, and I'm still just starting my master degree or bachelor degree, whatever.
It's about intention, Abe. It's always about intention. If you have an intention, you'll be mindful. But if you have an intention, to kind of like get rid of some feeling, thoughts, or getting something, it's not the right intention. So that's why mindfulness doesn't come naturally. The same, you describe about this fantasizing. Why labeling technique didn't work? Tell me.
Because I wasn't following it at that time.
Yes. But good advice. Yes.
I will see Nick again and I will talk to him. Wow, that would be so pleasurable.
Yes. So you see, intention is important. We really miss this point, like why we do it, and sometimes we just try to lie to ourselves that I need it, but like, need for what? Need for what? So you need to, practice of mindfulness is a practice of sincerity. You need to be 100% sincere with yourself. Because, when you are mindful, you cannot hide your bullshit from yourself. It's just so obvious. It's just like a here. But if you don't want to see it, okay, you cannot be mindful. So you need to be sincere with yourself, what's going on there. And not trying to get the point when you're already like, I don't know, some superhero. Just see your process concepts, see your advantages, see your weak points. But clear. Again, you look at your weak point and just like, okay, I need to get rid of it. I need to destroy it. Yeah? And then, when you have this idea, you don't want to look at it. You want to skip it because you want to be a good person. And then you don't see, all these roots already growing into the trees of anger and aversion. So sincerity. We become sincere with ourselves and we become sincere with others as well. This is the practice of mindfulness. That's how I see someone is on the progress or not. How they speak, how they behave. Are they sincere or not? Are they generous or not? Are they trying to get something from others more than they trying to get, more than they giving? This is the progress of meditation. People think that progress is to get into some special state of mind, some emptiness or like a non-conceptual perception whatsoever. But actually, these simple things is a real progress. Becoming more kind to yourself, to others, generous, and wisdom for sure. Yeah, that wisdom. If you have a wisdom, we have less suffering always, because we suffer because we don't understand how this body and mind works. We don't understand reality. This is the progress in meditation. I remember one guy, he has some Chinese master, like qigong, or maybe some Dao master, and he visits him, let's say, like once a year. And he said that so I visit him for, let's say, 5 days, and first 3 days we just talk about my life, what I do, my doubts, like some life situation. And so master see how you solve this simple situation, to see did you grow or not. And then, last 2 days they talk about the technique. Yeah. So I think it's pretty beautiful approach. Huh? Hmm?
First 3 days, you could notice, observe how you work.
It's like a kind of, okay, Gonzalo, what did you do in last year? What's your work? What's your relationship? Yeah. What's your goal? How you achieve this goal? Are you happy? Are you not happy? This kind of approach. And then through fixing this stuff, because you're fixing some basis for your practice. In Buddhism, we have this word shila, or like morality. And this is the foundation of our practice, what to do, what not to do. Because if we do something that harm others, we cannot be peaceful. Our mind is always worried that it can fire back. But if we do good things, if we're generous, if we give something to others, some material stuff, immaterial stuff, our mind just automatically feel more peaceful. So you have this samadhi. Yeah? It's like a stability of mind, peacefulness, automatically. And then your practice became more easier. And then we talk about the technique. Because sometimes people are really focused too much on technique and forget about their behavior, their speech, how they relate to others, how they relate to words. And actually, it should be our foundation.